All right, everyone. Welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for December 8th through the 10th of 2017. And yes, this video is for Sidereal. If you are new to the channel or don't know what that is, be sure to check out the link down below. We're using the actual size of the constellations, which does change the signs from mainstream astrology. All right, so this weekend we have the moon in Leo, which is actually kind of nice, good for self-expression, creativity perhaps, and maybe just wanting a bit of fun in our life. So a great weekend for that. The moon will be here in Leo all the way up until Sunday evening, in which case the moon does shift into Virgo. So maybe going into next week more about self-improvement, the day-to-day stuff, and the details of things. So this weekend with that Leo energy, we do have two major aspects going on, mostly concentrated on Sunday, but we will start to feel this on Saturday as well. And this is Mercury trining Uranus, which is actually a kind of nice aspect, really good for bringing in some excitement in our routine, maybe wanting to change things up a little bit, and maybe even some new insights or ideas with this type of aspect. Now, Mercury is retrograde through all this, so it is sort of this still reconsideration, but maybe asking ourselves where we can be spontaneous this weekend, try some new things, can be very supportive. So we have that along with Venus squaring Neptune, which is more on the challenging side of it. And so this could be feeling perhaps a bit withdrawn in relationships or about relationships, maybe a bit apathetic, that kind of thing. So there's always that constructive way of working with Neptune, which is having more acceptance, peace, and in relationships, more unconditionality through them and about them. So we'll talk about the healthy ways of working with that, along with some of the minor lunar aspects we have this weekend, here in just a few seconds. All right, so let's break down this weekend, one day at a time here, looking at Friday first. So the moon will be very well placed in Leo on Friday. We may have even felt this shift maybe later on Thursday. But yeah, for the most part, the moon's in good harmony this Friday, even though there's no major aspects. I think the moon in Leo will be the emphasis. And so again, does make it good for anything that involves passions in life, anything you're passionate about, expressing your passions, again, having some fun, wanting some fun, this type of stuff, maybe entertainment. Could be a really good weekend for that, but particularly maybe a good day with the moon in good aspect here. So the moon, essentially what you're looking at here is forming a grand trine with the Mercury-Saturn conjunction we had earlier in the week, and Uranus, who's been trining Saturn here through 2017. So this is actually going to be more than likely activating this Mercury trine Uranus energy that we're going to be feeling Saturday and Sunday. So that spontaneity I was talking about, yeah, we could certainly be feeling that on Friday as well. So really good for this. I'll say all weekend, Mercury trining Uranus, bringing in some change, some mixing things up with the routine. Mercury's all about the day-to-day energy. And so with Mercury retrograde, it's good to be flexible. It's good to be adaptive because information's changing, things are changing, plans are changing. And so the more open we are to change, we can actually enjoy this quite a bit. And you enjoy the spontaneity, enjoy the change. So it's just a great weekend to be open to that. Maybe structure things in the routine to allow for that type of excitement. But try some new things. Try some things maybe you don't normally do on a weekend, or read about or learn about with that Mercury. Could be a great weekend for that. And again, there could be some insights. So a great weekend for brainstorming, thinking about things. There could be some unexpected information or insights that, or ideas that could be very beneficial to us. All right, so that's all weekend with that, but probably activated here on Friday. Maybe a bit of directness or confidence on Friday with the moon sextiling Mars. So once we get into Saturday, we're going to start to feel, along with that trine to Uranus, a bit of this Venus squaring up to Neptune. All right, the more challenging side of things regarding those relationships. Now, that's mostly going to be on Sunday, but if you do feel on Saturday, any type of feeling withdrawn, wanting to escape, hide away, apathetic about relationships, or maybe just in general, especially if you have, you know, a lot of Taurus or Libra in your chart. But yes, being present, as I always say with squares to Neptune, because it's essentially like we're in the middle of the ocean when we have a square to Neptune. Or another way of looking at it is we're in the middle of a very heavy fog. And so what do we do when we're in the middle of the ocean or in a heavy fog is instead of just letting the mind, in this case the analogy, us wander and try to find our way in a basically endless sea of, you know, no particular direction, not knowing where we're going, it is good to turn within. So listen to our intuition, get in touch with our inner guidance. And in this analogy, it's really getting into that present moment, our senses, right? And starting to feel, where's the breeze moving? Where's the current of the ocean moving? And starting to be receptive to that and move in that direction. So it's an excellent couple days here when it comes to relationships, when it comes to the things we enjoy in life as well, things we enjoy, things we value with Venus. It is really good to get into that receptive nature and work at it constructively. And presence is, I think, the best way of doing that. So anything you can do to challenge yourself with that, whether it's meditation, prayer, listening to your inner guidance, all of that is great. And in relationships, having this unconditionality about them and with them as well, right? Which can lead to that unconditionality, that acceptance, that receptivity within the relationship as well. So very good weekend for practicing that stuff. But again, it's pretty much at the same time. Mercury's trining Uranus. So while that's going on, there's also this change, spontaneity, which is more supportive in that nature. So it's a good balance of both. Mercury will be squaring up to Chiron. So if there are any wounds this weekend, good to face them head on with Chiron now direct. You know, going into those wounds, if any do come up, or into the area we feel wounded about, if any wounds come up, can be very healing and very rejuvenating this weekend. All right, and then these lunar aspects here are basically activating these major aspects going on. We are going to be in the third quarter phase going into Saturday and Sunday of this lunar cycle. So if any insights you gained last weekend, last Sunday, that you feel like you want to implement here this weekend, could be a good weekend to do that. All right, so again, Moon in Leo, very good weekend for essentially expressing ourselves, right? What is it we find fun in life? What is it we find passionate? How can we embellish that a bit? How can we, you know, move that stuff forward? And then as we get into late Sunday, probably more of the Virgo side of things. How can we refine, improve, and focus on the detail of things, which will be the emphasis early next week. All right, so have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all Monday for the daily forecast. Take care.